Hi folks, this is your MWIS planning outlook with the details into the weekend and beyond. A rather mixed weather pattern will take us through the next week or so, with westerly winds from the Atlantic prevailing, temperatures on the cooler side compared to the warm conditions for some at the moment, and rather breezy with that as well. Rather disappointing often if you're in more western areas, especially in the West Highlands, with some rain or drizzle coming in from the west. Let's have a look at the big picture to see what's going on with the weather patterns. This is the pressure anomaly averaged out over a week. So the orange colours are higher than average pressures, the bluer colours are lower than average pressures. And we've got the high around Scandinavia. Part of that has been responsible for drawing up the warm southerly air that we've had, especially over England and Wales, eastern Scotland too, to start this week. That will become drawn away eastwards across Europe during the days ahead. And we're opening the door to the cooler westerly air flows off the Atlantic, the low pressure northwest of Scotland responsible for the more changeable conditions coming in on those westerly winds. High pressure around the Azores will keep trying to nudge its way in, and that could be a theme onwards in the next week or more. That air mass coming in from the Atlantic then considerably cooler, and this is by Friday looking at the freezing level chart, and you'll only be just a few degrees above freezing point on the very highest Scottish summits. The freezing level I think only gets to around 1500 metres at lowest height across Scotland, so just above Ben Nevis, but nevertheless making it feel rather chilly on those high summits for Friday and even into the start of Saturday. Taking you day by day through the pressure charts then, high pressure is over to the east as we go into Wednesday, and there's a weak frontal system across Scotland and the Irish Sea, producing variable amounts of cloud, some rather murky low cloud over central and southeastern parts of Scotland, some patchy drizzly rain, maybe an odd burst of rain early in the day, an odd shower popping up during the afternoon across more central and western parts, generally very isolated, similar for Northern England and Wales. Can't just rule out an isolated shower, but most places it will stay dry. Light winds overall for many, but just strengthening from the south, southeast across more western mountains near the west coast of Scotland. Warm and humid, especially over England and Wales, temperatures that bit lower across Scotland. Best chance for cloud breaks in the Highlands, further north and northwest, in more sheltered spots towards the northwest Highlands. Low pressure over the Atlantic is moving in, and those winds will strengthen considerably onwards into Thursday. Risk of gale force winds then over the higher mountains, especially in western Scotland. Some frequent showers coming in from the Atlantic as well. Low cloud across those western hills much of the day. A few showers will pass eastwards across Scotland. There'll be a frontal system just passing through early on Thursday, that giving mostly small amounts of rain, and then some brighter skies across the north and northeast of the Highlands away from those showers further west. A cold front passing eastwards over England and Wales will bring that drop of temperatures, a fresher feeling day with that brisk west to southwesterly. A few splashes of rain on that for a while in the morning, and then brighter skies, some sunny spells coming through, but cloud often covering those hills and fells nearer to the Irish Sea. One or two showers, especially later in the day. Friday stays rather windy across many places, especially across Scotland. Quite challenging conditions across the higher mountains, wind speeds 40 or 50 miles per hour again on the high tops, especially in the north. Blustery too across the tops in England and Wales, feeling rather cool for all. Showers most frequent western Scotland, mostly light and drizzly, but the odd heavier pulse of rain coming through at times. Eastern Scotland somewhat drier with just brief passing showers in the wind. Lowest cloud in the west, highest cloud breaks toward the east. A few showers for Northern England, mostly just very brief further south across Wales, with some cloud breaks towards higher tops away from the immediate coast. Watching what develops out toward the Atlantic, we've got a small area of low pressure with much uncertainty of that development trying to push its way in. This model chart drags that feature across England and Wales on Saturday, but that's far from concrete in the story. Other indications would just dissipate that quite quickly and allow higher pressure to build. So much to play for the weekend forecast, especially further south. Scotland is more likely to be under a general westerly flow still, so it's a very familiar story that western mountains are rather cloudy and grey, drizzly showers coming in, not too pleasant really across western areas, quite cool with that strong breeze from the Atlantic. Best conditions for Scotland, again, further east across the Highlands with cloud breaks and just an odd brief light shower. Sunday's weather situation, unsurprisingly, also uncertain, with some indications trying to push high pressure a bit further across the country, others, like this chart, a bit more pessimistic, with that risk of some further fronts from the Atlantic. Greatest risk of some rain, drizzle and low cloud, again, is western Scotland, unfortunately. Elsewhere, chance of some drizzly showers with that westerly airflow, but further south and east across England, Wales and over eastern Scotland, the better chance for some cloud breaks. Looking at the big picture into the first week of July, it's been a challenging one from a forecasting point of view recently. Lots of the forecast models have been jumping around in different directions and getting the story out there, and I think this chart has maybe evolved a bit from where we were last week. High pressure is still nearby, but low pressure over to the north of Scotland, even over Europe, is a bit stronger on this suggestion. So the end result is that we pull in still quite a westerly dominated airflow. The most potent of that is toward the north and northwest of Scotland, where there may well be just rain and showers more frequently in that story for a few days at least. The high trying to push its way in keeps England and Wales a bit drier, but still some cloud and patchy rain or showers just occasionally in that flow, but greater chance for some drier windows of weather. With time, there's a suggestion that that high tries to push its way in further northwards during the week. The signal further onwards into July keeps high pressure nearby. Some model charts bring it a bit further in, others are a bit more cagey with it. It's an extension of the Azores high from the southwest still, and we need that to get further across the country if we're all going to get into a better window of weather, which some suggestions do have. England, Wales perhaps most likely to see the better conditions for longer. Northwest Scotland again will all depend how far north the high gets in terms of stopping any systems trying to just pass in from the Atlantic. Doesn't look to be anything excessively hot in that outlook overall. Temperatures near to average or a little bit cooler at times, especially in Scotland in relation to early July temperatures. The overriding message is that Eastern Hills are probably the better place to be in the next week or so. All your local details, of course, on our website. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.